So hi, Allie. It's
Hi,
great to
Lisa.
see you. Thank you for agreeing to talk about the metaphysical manifesting. So first, I wanted to find out, where were you when we started? How were you feeling when we started? I know.
Where was I when I started? Well, I had just had a relationship breakdown. I had literally, I think that week, the first week we met, I had just moved into my new flat, my new home.
I don't think you were even unpacked yet.
No, I wasn't unpacked. There was stuff, there were books everywhere. I had projects on hold. I was overwhelmed and I broke as hell. Needed extra money to pay this rent, to work out how I was gonna. I not the best place, not the nicest place I've ever been.
Right. And you are like my poster child for manifesting, because at the end of our first meeting, you said, I need some more money and I need another editing client. And then like 8 hours later, you're like, she said yes. And you had the money that you needed for your rent. And it was amazing.
Such a relief. Such a relief.
Yeah. So I'm so excited about that. Are there other changes and things that you've noticed since we've been meeting monthly and,
100%. My relationships are a little bit different because that's a bit of a trash fire, and I'm listening to the cards and I'm listening to the universe. Yes. I'm deciding, taking my time, being patient. But in terms of career and finance, every time I've needed money or I've needed a job to come my way, I've sat down, I've manifested it, and it's happened every single time, including some really big, like a big deal contract for me that came through, where we talked about it. And then when I didn't hear back, we talked about it again and I heard back immediately. And then the following we talked about it again and I got the contract. And every step of the way, everything I've done with this has worked. It's also a little bit like free therapy. Well, not free, but it's a bit like therapy.
Yes. Because you do get to know yourself a little bit more, right?
Yeah. And some of the things I found really helpful is the free writing that you do, and the people that you speak to and you engage with, who speak through you, which has been really, really positive. Coming up with practical ways of helping me unblock myself and unblock my blessings. Thinking about, practical things that I can do in the day-to-day that are going to bring me closer to the goddesses that I work with, myself, nature, all the big questions.
Right. I'm so excited for everything that you're doing. Did you have like any big aha moments since we've been working together that you were like, oh my gosh, now it makes sense?
Constantly we have these aha moments. We usually have a couple each session where I'm like, oh my gosh. Definitely thinking about how to unblock myself and how to unblock my blessings, making sure that I'm keeping myself open to what the universe is A, wanting to give me, but B, tell me. Because if you're not willing to listen and you're not willing to hear what's being said, well, the universe is a bit crabby sometimes. Gets a little bit annoyed. If you're not going to listen to it, it's kind of like, fuck you. I'm not going to give you what you want. No. You need to
keep nudging you to listen to me.
Listen. Yeah. So listening has been really important. And I've noticed that on the days when I don't do, like, we set up goals for myself for each day and each week, daily and weekly goals, things for me to do to help me connect. Yawning.
We'll take that
boring, it's just tired.
Late in the UK.
Yes, it is. Things that help me connect on a deep level, things that I'm supposed to be doing each day. When I don't do them, I see the impact. I see the impact on me and my emotions as well. Yes, it's a metaphysical manifestation, but it's more than just about the metaphysical. It's about how you approach life, how you see yourself. I love it. I really look forward to these every single week. Sometimes I get a bit nervous. I'm like, oh God, I know.
Can I do my homework?
Lisa's going to read me to filth in that lovely way that she does, but she's so nice that I feel terrible that I have not done my homework, or I didn't manage to do this week. But actually, you never make me feel terrible. It's always supportive and kind and guiding, and we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of laughter, even when I'm being read to filth. There's still a lot of laughter.
Well, and I feel like sometimes we set out big goals for ourselves and then we have no support system to help us make it happen. So I never want to make you feel bad about it, but I think having that accountability and that support helps make it, so that you see it through, right?
And especially as someone who's neurodiverse, like having body doubling really helps me do things. So the accountability is really helpful. But also, it's a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
I have shared with you the kind of stuff that I share with my therapist, for which I cannot apologize enough. Far more about my life than you probably ever needed to know. But it feels safe. It feels safe to talk and be who I am without any pretense. To talk about my hopes and dreams and my fears and the things that scare me and the things that make me sad. And that is a gift in itself, like having a space where you can do that. And then all the magical woo shit on top. Oh, it's the best.
Yes.
I love that.
I was going to ask you about that too. Have you learned new metaphysical things that you have worked into your life that are a new support system you didn't have before?
Yes. So the goddess, we do goddess dinners. But we talked about me connecting with my goddesses. So I have a couple of patron goddesses. Persephone has recently popped up in all her hedonistic beauty, going, hi, Ali. And I'm like, oh, God, no, I don't have time. Goddess, I do not have time for this right now. But having meals. So like one of the ways in which I'm quite woo, I'm a kitchen witch and I'm Italian. I dabble in Italian folk magic, which is ancestral magic for me. And cooking is part of my process. It's part of how I connect with my ancestors. So this idea of sitting and cooking for my God, cooking for a meal for me and a goddess, and sitting down together as part of a ritual. And also it's really important because I'm very good at loving everyone else and caring for everyone else. I'm not always great at turning it back on myself. So those kinds of rituals, trying to get outside more. Admittedly, it is pouring with rain and I'm not going outside in rain. Not happening.
Not right now.
I am not a for all that I'm a Pisces, I am not a dance in the rain kind of girl. I get a cold when I get ill. So I look at it and go, how lovely. Yeah. But like going outside more, connecting with myself more, having conversations with my goddesses. We've been talking this month particularly about working with spirit guides and people beyond the veil and how that's going to work. I've done journeying before, mainly for goddess or god interaction, so I'm going to try it for meditation, like different ways of meditating. I have an ADHD brain, like the sitting quietly and doing nothing thing does not work for me. Like it just doesn't. I can't do it. But there are different things I can do. I have a galaxy projector that I put on the ceiling now, and I can stare and look at the pretty pictures and sort of like calm myself and spend time.
Yeah, and we'll keep working on automatic writing. I think you'll like it. So is there anything you would want to say to somebody who's thinking about joining, about what they can expect or why they should do it or anything? Do you have any advice?
I think everyone should do it. It's awesome. I think you have to be open. You have to be open to hearing what the universe wants to tell you, whether that's from the universe, from gods, angels, spirit guides, whoever, ancestors. You need to be open to that. It's about learning how not to shut yourself off from the things that we feel, but we don't necessarily see. It's about feeling things at a deep-rooted level. And when you feel things that deeply and you can connect to everything else around you, the universe fucking pays out.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It's weird. I mean, I say that, and that all sounds quite glib, but quite literally in terms of finance and career, in the last 4 months that we've been doing this,
right,
every time I've needed something, it has happened. Every single time.
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence? Maybe. But you know what?
There
I'm not going to test it. I'm sticking with the program because it's working.
Yes.
And also advice, like, do the homework. I mean, I say homework, it's not really, it is homework. It is homework. But the things
to do,
tasks,
they're supporting you. Yes.
And also you work them out together. It's not Lisa going, right, this week you need to do this. It's talking about what it is that you want to work through, the things that are going to work for you. If you put the time and effort in, it's not just how things are going to manifest on a metaphysical level. It's also how it will transform you and how you grow as a person, understanding yourself and taking the time once a month for an hour to sit and go, I am going to listen to the universe. I'm going to talk about what's been going on with me. I'm going to talk about what's worked and what hasn't, where I want to go, what I want to do. Having that hour once a month is incredible, genuinely wonderful. The whole thing has been a really positive experience. I look forward to my sessions every month. I get excited. I try and do them on a Sunday evening after I do a write-in with one of my friends, and then afterwards I do my Lisa manifestation. And then I feel like I'm set up for the month. I'm set up, for the Monday that's about to come and all the stuff that's going to come for the next month. And it feels really good. It feels really good doing this. And I think that's all anyone can really ask.
Right. That's definitely
and it works. That's the other thing.
Hopefully it feels good and it works. Yes.
Oh yeah. It's definitely worked for me. Like we keep every now and then I text you, go, shit, this happened. We talked about it and it happened. How is this happening?
Yes, you're definitely working the magic over there. But I think a lot of it is that you've been raising your vibration so much. And when you do that, it does open you up for blessings, because then the universe knows what you want. And so it puts it in there. So you're doing the work, and that's why it's working. So thank you for all of your effort. And thank you for giving me the feedback too.
Of course. It's been, it's really lovely. I'm having the best time with it all.